we gotta figure out the forest and everything. Okay. Hello. Okay. So, oops. All right. Just a wee bit late. Hold on. We'll go ahead and switch this to multi-stream just in case. Oh, Lisa. Chilling. All right. We're going to start the episode in 3, 2, 1. Yo, and hello and welcome to Game Speak Podcast. New episodes go for free feed subscribers every Wednesday in audio format. Podcast in audio format on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and all of your favorite podcast platforms, as well as in video format on YouTube so you can see us in stunning HD, where we need you to hit subscribe and click that notification bell. We are streaming live every Monday at 7:50 p.m. CST on twitch.tv/GameSpeakPodcast, facebook.com/group/GameSpeakPodcast, and on youtube.com if you want to catch the show as it happens before anyone else. Be sure to go ahead and join our ever-growing community in the GameSpeak Podcast Discord at dsc.gg/GameSpeakPodcast to hang and talk games, battle and catch Pokemon, get show updates, find friends to play games with, and so much more. This show is 3 BFFs bringing you the hottest video game news of the week. I'm one of your hosts, Jamal Al-Jafra, alongside Brent. Bam! My neighbors just start shooting through the floor.
Sounded like they were earlier, man. Crazy.
Oh, yeah. Brent, auditorily witnessed
a murder
of a dog,
yeah,
possibly.
It sounded like it, yeah.
And we were going to go find them.
It was horrifying, yeah. So what's been up, man?
I like how we just leave that.
Just let it hang in the air.
Yeah, just let it hang. I don't think Brent actually heard a dog die. Possibly. I don't know,
yeah.
to be honest.
It's probably like a 20% chance.
But it's still a chance.
It was very unpleasant. Whatever it was
not nice.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Devin's not here today. He is once again sick. He's just our sick boy, basically.
It'd be like that sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Hope you get well over there, Devin.
The local sick boy.
The local sick boy.
Yeah, like back in like the 1500s, he'd be like that little kid that was like always like in the bed, and they'd be like, "Oh, our poor son, we need the gods to heal him," you know. And he's like always just like call him. He's like, "I'm sorry, mother," you know, like I wish I could be like the other boys. You know what I'm saying? Like that's Devin.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Love you, Devin.
Yeah, no, I definitely love you, Devin, but we're going to have to get you like a healer or something. We got to get like a...
We just need to make sure he's got good health insurance. That's all.
That's it. Yeah, he just needs to live in the hospital.
You know?
No. Keep him away from COVID.
Not even the hospital. We just need... Have you ever seen Bubble Boy? You know, we need to start putting Devin in a bubble.
That was Jake Gyllenhaal.
It's a great movie, man.
Is it a great movie? I've never seen it.
It's not a great movie, really, but it's, you know.
I just remember.
It's a classic, you know.
Yeah, it reminds me of Waterboy.
Oh, I did watch a great movie this week, though. Have you ever seen Jackie Brown?
With Samuel L. Jackson?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I hadn't watched that until, like, this week.
It's a good movie.
Really good movie.
I watched it when I was way younger. My dad watched it, so I like that's the way I saw it. I don't really remember too much about it, but I remember liking it.
It was good as hell. Like, you know how it is with Quentin Tarantino movies. It's like
good writing.
Some of them are like great, and some of them are just fucking trash. And it's like this was one of the great ones. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen okay, I've seen one trash Quentin Tarantino movie, and that's The Hateful Eight. Other than that,
Hateful Eight was trash. Bro.
I don't think I've seen a bad one ever outside of that.
I'm not a big fan of the Grindhouse one he did.
Death Proof?
Yeah.
I feel like that doesn't even really count though because it was just like a little small like.
It counts when you put it side by side with the masterpiece that was Planet Terror. You know
Going back, Planet Terror was not that great.
It's ridiculous.
It's redonkulous.
And it had Bruce Willis in it. You know what I'm saying?
It had Bruce Willis. It had a bunch of people in it.
It was an awesome movie, dude.
But Death Proof was a cool concept. You know, like it's like a serial killer who just drives down the road in a fucking like crash car that like so he can't get hurt, but he just turns his headlights off and drives into like young people. Like it's kind of a cool concept. Like who the fuck thinks of that? Like,
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's a good.
You have to think of
concept.
it on like a writer. Like he was just trying to experiment. He was like, okay, this isn't one of my legit movies. I'm just doing like a grindhouse where I'm featuring. Like
Don't get me wrong. Like it has some moments that are like really great, but like overall, I just feel like it's kind of a boring watch. You know what I mean? Like I love the idea of it. You know what I mean? And I do think
it leads up to one big climax, but that's about it.
Yeah, and I mean, there's it's one of those movies with like a really cool scene at the end and a really cool scene at the beginning, and then just a bunch of like really boring bullshit in the middle.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He definitely should have been killing more people, but I think that all the budget went to the crash scene.
Yeah,
so,
and it was also just kind of about like the chase with them. You know what I mean? Which is cool. Like I get what they were trying to do. It just like I personally was a little bored. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
And I was a little, I don't know,
a lad.
So.
I was only a lad at the time. Yeah, but no. Other than those two, what's a bad Quentin Tarantino movie though? There aren't any.
I mean, yeah, no, you got a good point.
Like Kill Bill was great. Kill Bill 2 Part 2 was great. Fucking
Inglourious Bastards was great.
Oh, amazing.
But see, maybe we're not thinking of the bad ones because they don't resonate.
Reservoir Dogs was great.
Reservoir Dogs was great. Hey, let's look up his like filmography real quick so we're not just like
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was great. I loved that movie.
It was pretty good.
I thought it was awesome.
It was definitely a good movie. It's not my favorite Tarantino movie, but it is good.
I think I
thought Robert Rodriguez actually directed that.
No. That was
Tarantino.
Are you talking about Once Upon a Time?
Once Upon a Time in Mexico?
No, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, in Hollywood.
Yeah. Robert Rodriguez did do Once Upon a Time in Mexico, but I don't.
Sorry,
I did not like that movie. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
The new movie, the with Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, and it was like the Manson families in it and all that shit.
Let's see what it is. Let's see all of his movies real quick. Okay, that's his most recent one. And actually, I haven't seen that one, to be honest with you. I need to watch that one,
That's
too.
a really good one. I liked it.
Oh, yeah, Django was good.
Django was phenomenal.
Let's see. Yeah, you're right. He did some...
The fact that he did a slavery period piece where Rick Ross is playing, like, while they're riding horses is just, like, awesome.
Did you know he wrote 2 episodes of CSI?
I did not, no.
That's crazy.
I bet they're the best 2 episodes of CSI that were ever made.
Right. Oh, From Dusk Till Dawn. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. He's got some Natural Born Killers. That's a good movie.
He makes nothing but classics.
They're all bangers, yeah. I can't deny it. You know what I mean? He's got a bunch of other like short movies that I've never seen before that I'm sure are great.
Yeah. I just don't think he misses. I think he's one of those people that's like, I only put out something when I know it's going to be a hit. Like I'm sure he writes a bunch of shit, but then he's like, I'm not putting this out because
I'm sure
it's
The
not gonna
Hateful
work.
Eight is somebody's favorite movie out there. You know what I mean? Like it just wasn't for me. Like
was not for me.
Same
either.
with Death Proof. Like I see the beauty of it. I'm sure somebody like really loved that movie. You know what I mean?
It was more artsy.
I can see the I can see it's not like a terrible movie. It just wasn't my favorite movie. You know what I mean?
And I don't think he's made for slasher flicks. And I think that's what he was trying to do was kind of imitate like an old grindhouse horror film.
Yeah.
And it's just not his thing.
I'll tell you who did do that good recently was
Eli
Roth.
He always does.
Did you see the Thanksgiving one? So fucking great.
It's
dude.
That's from Grindhouse.
I know it's a fucking spin. He finally did it, and it's awesome.
But I just remember that like fucking trailer.
Yeah.
I was gonna watch it the other day, but then we were like, oh, we missed it. Like we can't watch it now because it's not Thanksgiving anymore. Yeah, you just can't be.
It's got to be like it's a Thanksgiving tradition for me now. I think.
Yeah.
It's like first of all, it's the only Thanksgiving movie. You know what I mean?
It's like a Christmas story.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now it's Thanksgiving. It's a slasher flick.
It's ridiculous. It's super brutal. Fucking.
It's
Eli Roth, so you know it's gonna be like ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's doing the Borderlands show.
Really?
Yeah, Eli Roth.
I honestly think he's gonna kill that. You know
I don't
what I mean?
know, dude.
I think when Eli Roth doesn't try to take himself too seriously, he does better
like
stuff.
with comical stuff.
Yeah, like not even necessarily comical, just stuff that isn't like just raw horror. Like he leans too far into it with the raw horror. You know what I mean? But with like normal shit, like I feel like he's got potential. You know what I mean? Like,
he's got a problem with like the cheesiest gore porn ever, and I hate that. Like I don't like that at all, unless it's like Saw. Like Saw is the only type of like gory movie I can really stand.
Well, Thanksgiving, I mean, it was kind of, it's like baked into the like, you know, the B-ratedness of it. You know what I mean? Like you have to have that cheesy gore factor with that kind of movie. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't know why, but for me, like whenever it's like cheesy gore, like in you know, it's almost like I'm just like, one, I'm kind of disgusted by it, not like grossed out because I'm like, oh, that looks real, but because I'm just like, dude, it's just kind of gross.
Yeah.
I'm like I know it's a bunch of jelly and squash shit, and I'm like, but it also looks so fake that I'm just like, okay, that took away all of the like drama behind that person dying because it just looks so fucking fake. But like, I
feel like sometimes that's true, but then you got movies like Kill Bill, like we talked about recently, you know, just now, and it's like she's like splitting people in half and shit in that movie, and it still is like dramatic and fun. You know what I mean? Like it's
but I think the difference is that movie has good writing. So like,
like true. You can't just lean on the fucking like heads getting chopped off.
Yeah. He mixes the two. It's like Eli Roth is good for one thing, and it's good. He's good for making over the top gore fest. Like everything he makes is gory as shit.
Yeah.
That's how I don't know. That's why I'm like, how is he gonna do Borderlands? Like
it's gonna be gory as shit.
You think so? You think
absolutely.
Sony's gonna? Or not Sony? It's not Sony. Who's doing that? It's got to be Sony Pictures, right?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, it's not Sony. Yeah, I wonder who's producing that, because if it's not Sony, then yeah, sure. I guess they could do whatever the fuck they want.
I mean, even if it is Sony, they probably could still go crazy with it. Like, it would just be like ridiculous. I mean, Borderlands is an M-rated game. You know
Definitely.
what I mean? And then,
but not on that level. It's not Eli Roth M.
Yeah, it's not like super gory. The M rating is usually in like the crazy shit that people are saying, and like, you know what I mean? Like,
and the shooting, like all that stuff. Like, it's not really the gore. You know, there's actually no gore in Borderlands.
Yeah, like there's things that happen in the game where there could be lots of gore,
but nothing.
Like the intro cutscene, for example, where they like hit the skag with the fucking car. Like that could have been hella gory if they wanted it to be, but it just like, you know, he just gets hit and then like falls off the car. You know what I mean?
I feel like he's gonna take that and just turn everything into mush. Like
that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be a bunch of mush, like a very mushy movie
with Kevin Hart somehow involved. Like it's gonna be weird.
It's gonna be like heads exploding everywhere, and then Kevin Hart like, oh man.
Dude, okay, yeah. So besides all of that, what have you been up to, Brent?
Chilling, man. Let's see. I've been working, you know, but it's like I like my new job because I'm like I work enough to make some good money, but I'm not like working all the time, so I got a lot of free time, hanging out.
Not overworked.
Yeah, not overworked, and it feels good, you know.
But not underpaid.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, hey. I'm gonna start saying that. Like, how's it been going? Oh, you know, not overworked, not underpaid. It's so stupid.
Just sounds gangster. But yeah, no, I went and got a head strap for the Quest 3 because I'm gonna be honest, the Quest 3 was so fucking uncomfortable with the like base head strap. Like it's one of the it was like even worse than the Quest 2. Like I'm looking at the videos of the Quest 3 and I'm thinking, okay, it's looking way smaller. It's looking way more low profile. I was like, this one's going to be fucking awesome. It's going to fit on my head really good. It's going to just be awesome. You pull it out of the box. You put it on your head. First of all, to get it to like sit right on your head, the strap has to like go over your ears. Ooh. So it like
it's like slicing into them.
It's either tying your ears to your head or like behind your ears, like pushing them downwards. So like either way is just super uncomfortable. I ended up going with the ears tucked in the thing solution.
There's got to be something to that. Like there's no way it went through QA and they were just like, yeah, this is fine.
Horrendous, bro. I mean, honestly,
have you Googled it? Like, are there people talking about this? Like, there's got to be some way.
I
like,
mean, you can adjust it up over your ears, but then it's not like supporting the weight of the headset.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's got to be some trick to it. Like, and I'm not saying this because I'm supporting them.
The trick is to buy the $99 official fucking Oculus headset strap that they fucking sell on the side.
Oh, okay. So this is theirs. It's not like just a third party one.
No, I bought a third party one because it's like $50 cheaper, fucking. But like, and it's probably way more comfortable. But like, you know, they sell an official one that's like an extra $100, so they know it's uncomfortable. You know what I mean? They have a whole product to fix that, but it's just, you know, way more expensive than it should be. But anyways, so I got one of those. I got a Desk Tech VR head strap or whatever. And it's a lot like the PSVR 2 head strap, except it's got like a thing on top too that like pulls the fucking weight away from your face and it like onto the top of your head with like a pad. And it's honestly way more comfortable than the PSVR 2 headset now. Like now my Quest 3 is officially the most comfortable headset that I own, and it's just because of this one strap. It was like $40. Totally worth it. If you got a Quest 3, go get a fucking Desk Tech head strap. That shit is so good. It's like it's almost exactly like the PSVR 2 head strap with the little wheel on the back, and you put it on, you crank it to like be as tight as you want it, and then you crank the one on top of your head, which is basically like, imagine this headphone thing, like, but it's like holding the thing off of your face. You can put it like as far up on your head or as far back on your head as you want, and then you like screw a thing and it like tightens up here and it tightens up here, so it's like holding the whole mask like away from your face, and it's not like there's no pressure or anything.
It's like a support.
And it's also like tight though, so like you could play like, you know, like fast moving games without worrying about it like sliding off, you know. It's really good. I definitely recommend it if you got a Quest, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was looking this up, and there's a huge Reddit thread on the Oculus Quest Reddit or subreddit, and people are complaining about the uncomfortability of the headset.
It's terrible.
A lot of people got the it says after playing for an hour with default strap, I had to 3D print a little thing to go over the head. But then one person said it took a bit to adjust correctly, but for me, the soft strap fits my head like a glove. It's a lot more comfortable than the Quest 2, and it feels a lot less front heavy. I just kept loosening the top strap and tilting the arms down until the back of the soft strap cradled my head better. Then I tightened everything until it was comfortable.
I feel like that's just a motherfucker trying to make themselves feel better about spending $500 fucking on a Quest 3. Like, I mean, maybe it's true. Maybe he's got a different shaped head than me, because I've got a very big head. So I know that my shit is like abnormally large. Like when I buy a hat, if it doesn't have like a button or something on it, like I have to buy like the extra large hat. You know what I mean? And when it does have a button, it's on like the last button. So like,
yeah, some people saying, yes, I agree. The top seems to dig into my face too much. I changed the panel.
Yeah, that was
from
another
1
thing.
to 4.
Like the actual mask is not just like the strap like cutting into my ears. It's like the actual mask without this head strap that I've got recently like digs into your face. Like it sits heavy, and like when you take the mask off, you got this big old like impression of like, you know, the mask on your face. You know what I mean? Which you don't get that with the new one that I got, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it says but somebody had talked about this. They said, he said, I changed the panel from 1 or 4, whatever close this is, to 1 notch further. Seemed to help. I think wearing it for a bit helped too somehow. They said, yeah, setting it to the second step rather than the first made a big difference in comfort. Agreed. I actually preferred the way the FOV looked at setting 2 over being slightly closer to the screen, or I mean on number 1. On setting 1, I found the FOV wasn't quite as rounded, and it was distracting me as I was looking at the jaggies that setting 1 gave me. But then somebody on here said, where is this adjustment? Because I clearly missed something. I too find it less comfortable than the Quest 2. A lot of pressure on my forehead, even with the Elite strap. Somebody said, inside, you see on the sides 2 buttons to press. Look at instruction booklet. Apparently, did you try those? What's the inside buttons?
I think they're talking about the eye-to-eye adjustments, which if you mess with that, it could mess with your actual vision in the VR world. Like, it can make shit all blurry and out of focus and stuff. So, like, I mean, you have to set that a certain way. So if your eye-to-eye adjustment is really close and it's, like, pressing on your nose, like, it's kind of just a matter of how your eyes are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just seeing if there was, like, any option for people who don't want to buy the strap. But so far, it seems like the strap's the best way.
Dude, I'm telling you, this strap is worth every penny, bro. Like, it is so comfortable. It's the most comfortable VR headset I have now. Like, and I've gone through a lot of them. Like, including the original PSVR. Like, it's really comfortable now.
Nice.
Like, yeah.
Elite.
It's elite.
But, yeah, anything else besides, getting that?
That's pretty much it, man. Just been chilling. What about you?
Just been chilling, working. I'm supposed to get a new couch tomorrow.
Oh,
that's nice.
Okay.
We ordered it forever ago, but like they're just now like coming to, or not tomorrow, the day after.
That's exciting.
Gonna bring it in. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be like this sectional
leather, dude.
No, fuck that. No, not with him in here. No, it's like a. It's, not leather, but it's like it kind of looks like a mid-century, like it's like a burnt orange looking, like, classic looking, something that you'd see in like what was that game that they did for the not Arcane Studios.
Oh, Dishonored. I'm not
Dishonored.
Deathloop. Deathloop.
Yeah, it's very Deathloopy looking,
that's
like
cool.
that type of.
It's a
feel.
sectional?
Yeah, sectional.
Oh, that's fun.
It's going to be nice.
That's exciting.
It's going to fit right in it.
It's going to fit right in there.
We're going to have only just sitting on one side, instead of just sitting on me, taking up all of the fucking room. I don't know if I'm staying in Australian or if I'm kind of mixing back and forth. Yeah, but yeah.
What are you going to do with your old couch?
We were planning on tossing it.
Hell yeah.
Just straight into the dumpster.
Yeah, fuck that couch.
Yeah,
bro.
we bought it for like, I think like $50 on Craigslist or something. Like, and we went and got it. And they were
a bad couch for $50.
No. But they were like a non-smoking house, no animals. And we got there, and the person was like there was obviously a dog in there, and then there was dog hair all over the couch, and then it smelled like smoke. Just straight up non-smoking. No, but yeah. Anyway, so we're excited for that, but nothing much else. Let's get into the games. What you been playing?
Well, let's see. I've been playing Scarlet Hollow, which was really good. It's like a visual horror novel where you make like choices and stuff, and like it's really cool. I definitely.
Is this VR or?
No, it's just a fucking it's just a visual novel on Steam. Like, it's literally like just you read it and there's like pictures, but it's awesome. But the only problem with it is like I got to the end of chapter 4, which is not the end of the game, and it's just like, thank you for playing Scarlet Hollow. This is all the end of the this is the end of all the available chapters right now. And they're like, check back in on our Discord for when the next chapter is coming out. And I'm like, fuck, I thought this was like a full game already. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll just see when the next chapter's coming out. And apparently
they shut down.
Well, no, they didn't shut down. Chapter 4 came out over a year ago, though, at this point. And between then and now, they've put out an entirely different game, which was also pretty good. It's the game that got me into this game. Like, I bought that game first, and I was like, this game's pretty good, but this other game looks like it's got a more interesting plot. So I, like, got the other game, and the other game ended up being, like, way better. And I'm like, that's the one I'm interested in. And, like, they don't have a fucking Chapter 5 for it at all. But they're like, but here's a hardcore mode, and you can go back and pick 3 traits.
Read harder.
2.
They make the text smaller.
Well, there's like you make choices and stuff that could kill you throughout the game and stuff. And there's like traits you get at the beginning of the game that like give you different, dialogue options and like, romance options and stuff throughout the game.
Nice. Okay.
So it's pretty, there's a lot going on there, but it's like I really want fucking Chapter 5, and it kind of pisses me off that I don't have it. So, it is what it is. Black Tabby Games, get on it.
I was about to say, that's a smaller indie studio. Anytime I see a visual novel on, Steam, I'm like, no. Because I know it's like some dude in a room, and he's worked on it for maybe like 6 months or something. He's not gonna finish it, or whatever. It's tough. Like you gotta find. Like it's amazing that Steins Gate came from a visual novel game, because like They just never get done.
What actually blows my mind is how few like good visual novels there are. Because after I read Scarlet Hollow, I'm like, okay, that was like the best fucking 8 hours of my life. I need something exactly like that. So I went on Steam and I like tried searching for things that are like in the same vein, and there's like very few things that are like it. And like the things that are like it have a really different art style that I'm not a fan of. Like one of the things I really like about Scarlet Hollow is the art style. Like it's this almost pencil drawn look to everything, like, and it's really cool, like, you know what I mean? But like,
it's like reading a comic or something.
It feels, yeah, it almost has like a comic book art, but like different. It's like a comic book and a coloring book mixed together or something. But like all the other ones I've looked at are like anime style and shit,
always anime,
which is like cool and all, but it's like that's not what I want right now. You know, I want like I want American art. You know what I mean? Like
American art. Yeah, no, I gotcha. I feel that.
And I don't know, man. Like if anybody knows any good horror visual novels that are not super anime, let me know and I'll get on that. You know what I mean? But in the meantime, I've been playing some more VR because I got my VR thing all comfortable. So like. I tried to do the Unreal Engine VR injector thing like I was telling Devin about a while back, but like it stopped working for me like altogether. Like I don't know what the fuck happened, but like all the Prey Dog mods have either stopped working or they start like crashing my computer when I use them. So I've just kind of stopped using Prey Dog mods altogether for now.
You may need to like update it, maybe put out a patch.
I did update it, and I think that's what fucked it up.
Oh, take it back then. I mean? Roll it back.
I need to like delete all the files. It's something for another day. I'm too lazy to do all that shit right now. The reason I liked it in the first place was because it was really like plug and play easy, you know?
Don't want to deal with all the extra shit.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay, I need something cool to play on my VR that like is, you know, a little different. So I fucking downloaded Hitman 3 on Xbox Game Pass, and I've been playing that in VR.
Nice.
Which is, you know, always fun. It's one of my favorite VR games. Like, it never gets old to me. You know what I mean? Like, I can just Hitman all day. You know what I mean? Like, and all the levels are really cool. I will say the VR mode leaves a little bit to be desired. Like, no matter how good your computer is and how much you crank the fucking graphics up, like, it's still a little blurry. Like, no, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like PS4 blurry, but it's like, it's just a little bit blurry. Like, I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? But it's still a lot of fun. You know, just like to play that game in VR is just super fun. And you end up doing things you didn't do in the in the flat version. You know what I mean? Like, there's just... Like, you're inclined to, like, poison drinks and stuff more. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Do you see your hands?
Yeah, you see your hands, which is cool because in the PS4 version, you had, like, I don't know, your controller was, like, attached to your hands. So, like, your hands were just, like, grouped together in front of you. And, like, when you move the controller around, they did this, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of lame.
But, like, you know, in the computer VR, it's like, you know, you have
Do you get fingers or no?
You don't, I think. But, like, you know, you're almost always doing something with your hands. So it's like, you know.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you have fingers on the hands, but you can't, like, control them with your controller. Like, some games you'll, like, put your fingers on, like, the controller and it'll sense it, you know what I mean?
That would be so cool. Just go up and, like, Hitman somebody by, like, poking them in the ear, like, really hard.
You can punch them in the back of the head if you want, you know?
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. I don't know. I have a good time with it. But then, let's see what else. Oh, I've also been playing Mario RPG still. I've got, like, 5 of the 7 stars or something like that. So,
I didn't know you got it.
Oh, yeah, I got it for Christmas. I've been wailing on that bad boy, so.
Yeah, I finished it like in 12 hours or something.
I feel like I'm getting close to the end.
What are you rocking right now on like Mario? Like, what's your weapon of choice right now?
Right now, I've got a hammer, I think.
Oh, you need to get the turtle, bro. Get the turtle shell.
I had the turtle shell, but the hammer had better stats, so I...
No, there's another turtle shell.
Oh, a better
turtle
shell?
You should look it up. Look up the turtle shell. Like, I forget what it's called, but, like, I ended up, like, getting it, and then after I was, like, getting close to the end of the game, I started looking up stuff, and it was like, this is the best weapon for Mario in the game. Like, the top dog. And I was like, oh, I already got this shit. But, yeah, there's a turtle shell it was like on a side quest thing that I did.
Oh, okay.
And if you get that, like, it's fucking, and you hit the button at the right time, fucking noise.
Over, mate.
Fucking in it, dude.
Yeah, man. I've been doing that. I've been doing the side stuff when I find it. Like, I did at the tadpole pond. I've been, like, doing all the music stuff.
The music stuff,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fun, man. So far, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, apparently the 1,000-Year Door, like the one that they're remaking soon. Did you ever play that when it came out?
No. Yeah.
Me either. Apparently, that's the best Mario RPG game, according to people who love those games.
I have it on my Steam Deck. I just haven't played it.
Apparently, it's amazing. It's like Super Mario RPG, like at its peak. Like, but after that, they took all the RPG elements out of Paper Mario. So like all the games after that aren't very RPG like. So that's like the pinnacle of the RPG of Mario, apparently.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I'm interested after playing, because I really liked Mario RPG.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's so good. I like the way it looks too.
Yeah, it does look. I like how they kept the like plasticky look to everything. It
Donkey
really
Kong
good.
looking thing. It's cool.
Oh yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't remember. I played Warzone, obviously a lot of that. And then I tried Age of Empires 2 on Game Pass.
How was that?
It was pretty fun. Like I've never really been into those types of games, but I wanted something to just chill with, and so I've been testing that out.
I've been wanting to play something like that too recently. I've been looking at like the Tropico and the Civilization games, but like I don't know which one is better. You know?
I don't. That was my problem too.
Everybody's like Civilization is one of the best games ever, but Tropico just looks fun to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some about Tropico just kind of like is calling to me. You know what I mean?
I feel like if I'm gonna play one, I'll go into Civ just because it is world renowned.
Yeah.
But the problem is like once you hit Civ 5, everybody's like Civ 5 is the best one, Civ 6 sucks, and then like some people will be like, no, Civ 6 is just the better version of 5, and so I'm like, all right, y'all need to settle this and let me know like what the deal is.
Well, and then there's that new City Skylines game that just came out. No?
I don't want to play anything that's like a city builder. Like if I want to have some kind of hand in, like I want to like take over areas and do things like that, but I also want it to be like, it's like, that's the great thing about Civ is that it's a mix of both. Like you get, you get your Age of Empires, but you also get your, city builder.
Yeah.
You're doing both of those things. So it's like, I don't want to just build a city and, oh, great, I got a city. What the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Nothing. Now, look, built the water plant or whatever. I'm just not into it. And also, apparently, City Skylines 2 sucked ass. Like,
I haven't heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, just Google the reviews. Like everybody was hating, dude. I'd play the first one if you're gonna play any of them, but they're both on Game Pass, so either way.
Cool.
But definitely played that. I thought it was like, okay, cool, interesting. Not gonna keep playing it. Not really my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about it. So let's get into the news. Just so you guys know, we are using articles from gaming news sites from around the web, and we do not claim any of the articles as our own. We're simply bringing them all to one place for you. Oh, yeah, one other game I was going to try and play was Far Cry 6, but I still can't get it to download on Game Pass, or I couldn't, and I messaged Xbox or Microsoft, and they were like, oh, even though it's on Game Pass, you have to download Ubisoft Connect and download it through Ubisoft Connect.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
No. Like, you don't even go through the Game Pass app and click, I want to, like...
Well, it'll automatically, like, bring up Ubisoft Connect and put you in the stuff if you have it downloaded. You know what I mean? Like... Yeah. So which like, I have it downloaded. But that's the thing. It's the same with, like, Jedi Fallen Order and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, it'll do that shit to you with those games, too. And Steep, I think. A couple other random fucking games.
Thing is, though, those games, when I go to them, there's a install button in Game Pass. I've had Ubisoft Connect this whole time. Like, it's already downloaded. It's on my desktop and everything.
Do you have the old one, though? Because they have a whole new one they put out. Like, Ubisoft changed their, like, launcher from, like, it went from, like, Ubisoft Connect to just, like, Connect or something like that. Like, there's two official launchers now, and, like, one of them is their more modern one.
Oh, I don't know.
It's the one you can play with Ubisoft Plus through is the one that their newest one or whatever.
I must have that one because that's what I got.
Okay.
I mean, but the thing is like, so what I have to do, I have to go into Ubisoft Connect and like I can go to the game and it's like, oh, you have Game Pass so you can play it here. Like I can't get to it from Game Pass. I have to go into the Ubisoft Connect like separately, which is weird. Like, I don't know.
It's a little weird, but
they need to get their shit straight. But yeah, so I'm probably gonna play that.
But it's not just with them. Like it's if you get like Star Wars Squadrons or something like that
with
on
EA.
I'm pretty sure if you do that on like fucking the Epic Game Store or even Steam, like it'll take you to their fucking launcher also.
That's
like,
fine with me,
I mean?
as long as it takes me from the app to the launcher. Like, I shouldn't have to go, like, just not even have Game Pass open, just go and open their launcher to play it. Like, there's no button that says install or take me to Ubisoft Connect or whatever.
That's really
it's just
strange.
not there.
I haven't even tried to play Far Cry 6 on
I'm sure
Game
yours
Pass
will have it. Mine's just fucked up.
Well, I already own it, so I haven't tried to download it. But
Yeah.
like now I'm curious, so I might just go try it just to see what happens. You know what I mean?
See if you have an install button, because
Yeah.
mine, it's literally just a loading. Like, there's like a little square where the install button would be, but there's just a loading thing
I know
constantly.
that Xbox app also just does weird shit sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've had there's a game called like Wild Hearts or something that was like a fucking Monster Hunter ripoff, basically.
Wait, not Atomic Hearts. Yeah. Why?
Wild Hearts, I think. It's like an animal hunting game. But I tried to download that, and like first of all, it went to download, and then it was like 35 petabytes, and I'm like, okay, that's fucking weird. And then it like went down to like 12 terabytes, and I'm like, that's still way too much information. And then it just keeps on downloading. And then it went down to like 400 gigabytes, and then it like stopped downloading altogether, and then it just fucking like canceled the download. But now the cancel, it's like it just permanently says canceling download in my queue. Like it has never gone away. This was like months ago. You know what I mean? And I've downloaded and played lots of shit on Xbox Game Pass. It works just fine.
Yep.
There's just that just sitting there.
Yeah, you have to message them. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's certain games that just won't work for people. Like I was saying, Brian, who listens to this show, he couldn't get Starfield for
That
like
sucks.
the longest time. Like,
of all the games that like it would suck to just miss that one.
Starfield.
That's like the one, man.
Yeah.
Like,
and then he was just like, yeah, fuck it, I'm never playing it. So he just never got to play Starfield.
That's mad depressing, bro.
But let's get into the video game news here. What's a big one here? Let's just start off with some good news before we get into the bad news. Actually, I don't think there is any bad news. I could be wrong though. Let's see the Game Pass games that are coming out. We got basically.
I like that. What we got?
A good little list here.
Anything good? Next month we got some good shit for sure.
Well, we know this. Xbox Game Pass early January 2024 games. We got Close to the Sun.
Okay.
Don't know what that is, but it's coming cloud, console, and PC on January 3rd, so it's already out. Hell Let Loose, which is dope. It came to cloud, console, and PC on January 4th, so that's already available. Have you ever seen that game?
I've seen it a lot, but I thought it was shitty, so I didn't play it. I didn't know it was a good game.
Yeah, it's just fun.
I've seen it on the Epic. I actually have it on Epic Games, I think, that I got for free through them a long time ago. I just never played it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a big World War II like shooter, but like
Battlefield or something,
kind of, but it's like proximity chat, like you're running in and like everybody's just fucking screaming or like. Okay,
that sounds kind of fun.
It's pretty interesting. You'll hear people just like playing like Alex Jones over the fucking prox chat, and everybody's just running in. But then
sounds terrible.
It's so funny, dude. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is coming to cloud, console, and PC on January 9th. That's a good one. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Figment is coming to cloud, console, and PC on January 9th. Don't know what that is, but Super Mega Baseball 4 is coming to cloud, console, and PC on January 11th.
Okay.
We Happy Few is coming to cloud, console, and PC on January 11th.
Wasn't that already on there?
No, it was not. It might have been a long time ago, and then they took it off or brought it back or something.
Okay.
But Resident Evil 2 Remake is coming to cloud, console, and PC on January 16th.
That's that hot shit right there.
That's high quality shit.
That's that high quality shit right there.
Yeah, so and then those who remain on cloud, console, and PC January 16th. So you get this month, just in the first half. I mean, we don't even know if there is anything coming in the second half. They haven't said yet.
Probably not.
But no, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, like, probably not anything crazy just because fucking you got a big one coming.
Valhalla.
On February 1st, they're putting Persona 3 on there, and that's going to be, I mean, people are going to be buying Game Pass just to play that.
I think they just took Persona 4 off or something.
They took Persona 3 Portable off because they're about to put Persona 3 Reloaded on there or whatever, like the new
the new reboot version. Yeah, so
no need for the old shitty shit.
Yeah, no, definitely. fuck that shit. No, but you got Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Resident Evil 2 remake, and then you got Persona 3 coming all within like this very month. That's pretty
definitely enough to keep you entertained for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Valhalla, I've got like a lot of fucking time invested in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I personally think it's a fucking wonderful game.
Persona 4 is leaving.
Oh, that's a shame.
Games leaving Xbox Game Pass this month is Grand Theft Auto 5 again. It came back for a little while. It's leaving again. Cloud, console, and PC.
They should be switching it out on them.
Yeah, Garden Story is leaving. MotoGP 22, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 3 Portable are all leaving on the 15th.
Dang.
Yeah, so...
just axing the Persona shit.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder why. Right before they dropped the other Persona,
yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. Maybe like Atlas was like, you can only have a certain amount.
Maybe Atlas is behind that. Maybe Atlas knows that Persona 3 is going to drive up the sales of their older Persona titles, and like fucking they're like, well, let's just take them off for a little bit while the hype is there. You know what I mean?
But people buy that shit.
Because they still have Persona 5 Royal on there, I think, which is, a bet. And then they have the Persona 5 Tactica. So there's still like Persona shit.
Well, I think what they're thinking is like once they get done with 3, they're gonna want 4.
Yeah.
So then they're gonna come and buy 4. Maybe after a little while they'll bring 4 back and take 5 off. Yep.
They're gonna wait exactly what would take you to beat 3 and 4.
Oh yeah. It's smart thinking. Okay. But yeah, what you got, Brent?
Let's see. Let's take a look in the old bag of tricks.
Oh.
Okay. MSI Gaming has shown details of a Steam Deck style handheld via a brief teaser video on its Instagram account. Sorry, I haven't read this article yet. The first part of the video shows the front of the device in a dark space with only the offset sticks encircled by RGB light.
Hey, I like offset.
I like RGB lights. So
I like
we might
all
be
of
in
it,
business here.
And it's MSI.
I mean?
MSI is always good.
MSI does be dropping some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And considering ROG is the only other fucking real competitor, well, and Lenovo, they got one out, but it's not as good as ROG.
Yeah, it's not the ROG. Oh, does it say the specs or anything? Or
let's see. I think it was just kind of a teaser, so it didn't really show anything. Let's see. Hang on. Yeah, it looks like we don't really know anything about it. It says a whole new breed of MSI Dragon is coming. Get a grip and stay tuned. Presumably more details will release during CES from January 9th to 12th. So we should get more info pretty soon. But right now we don't know anything about the price or anything like that. So keep tuned in to GameSpeak podcast, and we'll let you know about that.
Word. Speaking of VR earlier, the Apple Vision Pro launches February 2nd, 2024 at all U.S. Apple Store locations and the online U.S. Apple Store, Apple has announced.
Bro, I want to try one so bad.
Well, you got $3,499 because that's how much you're going to need to try that.
I wonder if you could, it's Apple, though, so you could probably pay it off in installments.
Oh, yeah, get like Apple Pay.
Yeah.
I'm sure. It says the Vision Pro is Apple's $3,499 mixed reality headset designed to introduce spatial computing to consumers. It has augmented reality capabilities, but can also switch to virtual reality seamlessly by using the dial on the headset. Pre-orders for Apple Vision Pro begin January 19th at 5 a.m. Pacific. So this is their quote. The era of spatial computing has arrived, said Apple boss Tim Cook. Apple Vision Pro is the most advanced consumer electronics device ever created. Its revolutionary and magical user interface will redefine how we connect, create, and explore. So I guess we'll see, Mr. Cook.
Right. I've seen people that have tried it online that seem to think it's pretty freaking cool, but it doesn't have any controllers or anything, so you're just using hand tracking, you know what I mean, which is interesting.
Well, it's Apple. I'm sure whatever they have is going to work perfect.
True, but like this also means that it's not going to be compatible with any existing VR games out there right now, which is, fine. But Apple's gonna if there's gonna be games that come with it, which is probably not gonna be the focus here. Like
no, not at all. This is they're trying to get old people into VR.
But if you're gonna put a $3,500 VR headset out, it's gonna have to have a few games on it. You know what I'm saying? So like, you need to think of some like it's gonna. I'm thinking we're gonna have a whole new like array of like hand tracking games that come out that'll be probably playable on other like consoles that have hand tracking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this is going to drive up a random like increase in hand tracking games, which is kind of exciting. You know what I mean?
You're going to have that, but it's also mainly supposed to be like another place to use your phone. So like you're gonna see people playing like fucking Flappy Bird in the air. Like they're just gonna see their fucking screen floating in front of them, like with augmented reality. And like my client has one of the newer Apple Watches, and it has the gesture control on it.
My mom has one too.
Yeah, so like she'll like if she gets a text, she just fucking taps her fingers or whatever, and
it's the same gestures you're supposed to be using with the Apple Pro or whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, they're already preparing people. I mean, this my client is like, you know, in her 60s, and you know she's already getting used to using these things. So like I think that's what the point is to get like the everyday person who doesn't mess with video games and stuff like that. It's just like people who would never in the realm of reality put on a headset to walk around in. They want that for them. They're not trying to sell them games. They're trying to sell them a fucking $3,500 piece of equipment or technology that they can wear on their face.
The problem is the people who are interested in this thing are the people who are like already playing with VR.
I think it's both.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's both. I think this is.
I don't think there's any regular consumers out there that want this $3,500 fucking thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Apple wouldn't
put
it out if they didn't.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I guarantee you they've done some kind of like reporting for themselves. Like there's no way that they put this much money and technology into this thing without running tests to see who their, you know, people are, who's coming through to this. I guarantee you're going to see rich people like on planes using these things. You're going to see people just on buses wearing these things. Watch. I guarantee you 6 months from now.
I bet you we will go years without seeing anybody with one.
I
bet you won't see one in public ever. Like
we gotta start writing down all these bets.
No, like seriously, like
6 months.
Fuck that. Like 6 years.
6 months.
I guarantee.
Especially if there's Apple Pay. Like if there's an Apple Pay program, you're gonna see people wearing these.
I almost guarantee you will not see people wearing these.
Okay, I said the same thing about the fucking Apple Watch. I was like, who the fuck is just gonna wear? It's the same thing. I said the same thing about the fucking tablets. Like it's just a bigger iPhone. Who the fuck needs that? Everybody has a goddamn fucking iPad. Like, what's the point of an iPad when you have an iPhone? It's like, you know,
it's different though, man. I just feel like people aren't gonna be using it, especially in public. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think teachers are going to be using them because of the augmented reality. I think you're going to see it in schools. You're going to see it at businesses because like they have this whole integrated
I really don't, because I think if people wanted to use like VR in schools, they would already be doing it. You know what I mean? There's enough.
You got to have that word Apple on it. You got to have that fucking dumb Apple logo on it. Like, people trust it. Like,
we'll see, but I can't imagine anything short of like a fucking doctorate program using fucking like, you know.
We'll see. 6 months. That's what I give. You say never. You say 6 years. I say 6 months. You're gonna see at least like a change in the way.
You won't see these out in public until like a version 2 comes out and version 1 becomes way cheaper. You know what I'm saying? Like, until we get a dramatic price decrease in the version 1, you won't see them in public.
I would say that, except for the iPhone has never gone down in price. It only goes up in price.
The iPhone is expensive as hell, but it's not $3,500. You know what I mean?
It's not, but it's
like
also
3.5 iPhones for a luxury item. You know what I mean? iPhone's a necessary thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. I don't think it's as necessary as an iPhone, but I think they're trying to make it as necessary as an iPhone. That's kind of their goal.
I don't think they're going to succeed, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm like the biggest pusher of VR of all time, but like I've seen this industry for years now, you know what I'm saying? And
like, for sure.
I just don't imagine this is going to take off like they want it to.
I'm actually excited to see what happens. I'm excited to see the next 6 months. Let's see how it goes. Like, just because.
Don't get me wrong.
I'll eat my words. Like,
don't get me wrong. I genuinely hope you're right, and this is like a big thing. And like, because if it is, it'll push the industry forward tremendously.
So much further.
You know, like if you want to buy stock in fucking Oculus or something, or like, you know, one of those VR companies.
Right now is the best time.
You know what I mean?
Because after this, It's only going up, or it's never going up. It's one or the other.
If Apple can't do it, then nobody can fucking do it.
And that's my thing is like I really think because Apple's in the game, it's gonna change everything. Just because it's Apple and they made these fucking ski goggle looking fucking headsets.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks cool as shit.
Yeah,
I wish I had enough money to get one. I would definitely do it.
Just to be able to see your eyes on the outside of it, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah,
like people,
and I've heard people say that it's like incredible, like looking through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then like moving stuff around in the air with like the oh man, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be, and like you can like just look at your phone and it'll pop up as a screen in the air, like augmented, so like you don't have to keep looking at your phone. You can just walk around with your phone screen and like be controlling it elsewhere. So weird. I'm very interested in that.
Yeah, but see, like that's the thing with that quality of augmented reality, you're not even gonna have to like bring up a virtual phone screen. You can just look at your real phone screen like through the glasses.
Oh, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but it's so you don't have to carry, like when you're at home, like say you're cooking or whatever, you don't want to fucking carry your phone around with you, but you also like want to be able to change the song you're listening to without being like, hey Siri, and then like Siri like being like, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Hey Siri,
the problem is though, like
imagine you're breaking spaghetti and your hands are all fucking gross, but you want to change the song. You just fucking do this, and then you go back to making your fucking spaghetti.
The problem is you can already do literally all of that with the Quest 3.
Yeah, but the Quest 3 doesn't say Apple on it.
I'm just saying, like, and it's $500.
It doesn't say Apple on it.
I'm just saying.
Literally, they'll be the
entire
Android
situation you just described is entirely possible.
I got you, but trust me, Apple. Like, you're not understanding that part. Quest, Meta, all this stuff means nothing to the everyday person who doesn't play video games or VR. The moment you fucking slap Apple on it, people will pay $1,500 fucking dollars for a stand for their fucking Mac, like their fucking just computer.
Yeah,
like,
and I get that, but the thing
when you can go on the internet and buy a stand for
Apple's
$30.
Products to this point have seemed more practical than this to me. Like the Apple Watch, I get it. People like watches. You know what I mean? The fucking iPhone, it's fucking cool as shit. It revolutionized the fucking phone. iPad, it's just a gigantic iPhone. It's fucking cool.
No, that makes no sense. I do not.
I stand with the iPad.
The iPad is the dumbest invention.
It's a big old screen, bro. You want a big screen? You got a big screen.
It's this without phone calls and text messages.
It's somebody who was like had the biggest phone they could have, and they said, you know what? I want more.
I want a bigger screen with less things that it can do. I want to have
to hold this bitch with two hands. You know what I mean?
I want to waste my money. No, but like, I that's all I'm saying is like, it's the iPad is literally the most impractical thing if you already have an iPhone. But people have them, multiples of them. And I'm like, anything with the word Apple on it, you tell a middle-aged woman and she's going to be like, I got to get it.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing.
I got to have it.
Just as many people have iPads as have, like, traditional tablets. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Tablets in general are fucking dumb to me.
To you.
When you already have an iPhone. This is a tablet.
A lot of people think, VR is dumb. But the thing is, people are selling, like, I would say that there's just as many Android tablets sold as Apple tablets. You know what I'm saying? But we can't say the same about the VR market if this hypothetical situation comes into play where Apple just comes in and starts selling hella fucking.
If they start selling like hotcakes, people are going to be like, I've never looked into this. Are there other kinds that do this thing? Because I've never been into VR, but my friends all have one. Like all the guys at the golf club are at the fucking have them now.
In a perfect world, I think that's what I would love to happen, but I just don't see that.
No, I know. I just want to. I'm telling you, let's give it 6 months. Let's see what happens. I want to see what the news. I want to see what people start saying. I want to see if I start seeing them in the wild.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go up to the Apple store and see if they have one that you can try.
Oh, how much you want to bet the line out that fucking store is going to be insane.
Probably really crazy.
For days.
I mean, I remember when they had a Vive at the Microsoft store back in the day. Mm-hmm. The line for that was wild, you know what I mean? Yeah. But still, people don't have fucking Vives, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but that's what but you don't know because you're not at their house. Like a Vive you can only use at your house. This is going to be different. You're going to see people fucking walking around with their fucking digital eyes fucking looking at you. Like,
dude, no way, bro.
Dude, how much you want to bet. How much you want to bet? I guarantee you 6 months in, you're going to go to the mall and you're going to see people walking around with these things on their fucking faces.
Dude, so many people are going to be getting those shit snatched off their fucking face. If that's
by me specifically.
For real.
Like, yeah, no, I really think you're going to start seeing it. But we'll see. We'll see. Give us 6 months. We'll bring this back up. We will. But anyway, so what? Yeah.
I guarantee you the first person I see with one, I'm walking up and I'm going to be like, hey, man, let me try that shit real quick.
And I'm sure they'd be like, this is $3,500 on my face. I don't know.
I'll punch you right in the goggles if you don't fucking...
Just punch him in the goggles. Did, yeah. But anyway, so... What you got?
Yeah, wow. Let's see what we got here. The biggest Elder Scrolls to date, Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall, has now been completely remade in Unity thanks to a group of dedicated fans. It features a number of quality of life improvements and graphical updates to the classic 1996 RPG that make it well worth diving into for Bethesda RPG fans, as well as extensive mod support. A group of fans known as the Daggerfall Workshop began development on Daggerfall Unity over a decade ago. Blah, blah, blah. If you want to play Daggerfall remade in Unity, check that shit out. It looks pretty cool. I mean, it's still got the flat-looking Daggerfall aesthetic, but it's cleaned up. There's, like, new artwork and stuff in it. It's really well done. So check that out. You know what I mean?
Nice. So... NVIDIA just got done announcing its mid-generation refresh of its graphics cards.
What does that mean?
So, well, they did CES 2024. They showed up there. Not only did we get 3 brand new graphics cards, including one with a lower price, but we even got a sneak peek at Half-Life 2 running with RTX and a whole lot of AI news.
What are the 3 graphics cards?
So they're coming. Here it goes. At CES 2024, NVIDIA announced 3 new graphics cards, the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4080 Super, RTX 4070 Ti Super,
what?
and RTX
Ti Super?
and RTX 4070 Super. These new GPUs are replacing, well, the RTX 4080, the RTX 4070 Ti, and the RTX 4070 at the same price points. The only difference is the RTX 4080, which is thankfully a little bit cheaper than 4080 was at launch. So the RTX 4080 Super is launching at $999, making it about $200 cheaper than the $1,199 RTX 4080. Meanwhile, the RTX 4070 Ti Super and 4070 Super are launching at the same price points as their original versions at $799 and $599 respectively.
They outperform them?
I would assume so. It's called Super,
it's called
bro.
Super, yeah.
Yeah, but while these do feature a bit of a boost over the original versions, they really aren't for folks who already bought into the RTX 40 series. Rather, these Super cards seem to just sweeten the deal a bit. NVIDIA claims the RTX 4080 Super can run pretty much anything at 4K with ray tracing enabled, while the RTX 4070 Super and 4070 Ti Super are a bit more modest, targeting either high refresh 1440p gaming monitors or 4K. This is more or less what you can already expect out of the RTX 4070 Ti and the RTX 4070.
I feel like they're being a little modest in general because I've got a just normal 4070 and you can fucking play anything in 4K 60 frames per second. Like,
yeah, there's probably just IGN talking, but we'll see exactly.
Probably NVIDIA talking, trying to get you to buy their fucking higher end one. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. It says IGN's going to be putting out reviews for the new cards later this month, but apparently piggybacking on the success of Portal RTX and Minecraft, NVIDIA has worked with community modders to create a version of the beloved Half-Life 2 running with ray tracing, but the update goes beyond fancy lighting. It looks like there are all new assets in some of the scenes, so it looks almost like a full remaster of the classic shooter.
No, there definitely are new assets. They've specifically said they're replacing like most of the assets in the game.
Nice. So rather than just some RTX injection like we got with Quake and Portal, you got that remaster. So NVIDIA didn't give any release date for this community update, but they're saying it should be soon. NVIDIA also announced that Horizon Forbidden West will be launching with DLSS 3.0, which includes frame generation, along with DLAA for gamers with especially powerful PCs. The big difference between these is that DLAA renders the game at a higher resolution and then scales it down to your native screen size rather than rendering it at a lower resolution and upscaling as DLSS does. Then if you've ever, for whatever reason, felt like your favorite game absolutely needed ray tracing to be brought to the next level, RTX Remix finally has a beta release date of January 22nd.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. I can't wait till the modder community gets their hand on that shit. Fucking, like, there's going to be so many RTX remixes coming out, man. There's already 2 Portal ones, and, like, the official software isn't even fucking out yet for people to fuck with. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm excited. And Half-Life is coming. It's cool.
It's going to be interesting to see. It says, we already knew AI was going to be a huge talking point at CES 2024, and NVIDIA definitely showed that we weren't wrong. A vast portion of the company's CES 2024 presentation centered on AI and how its GPUs are going to be powering local generative AI. From a chatbot that you can train with documents stored locally on your computer to image generation software that will take a written description and turn it into a fresh photograph. You can do all of this locally on your computer rather than using a website that's down more than it's actually running correctly. NVIDIA also showed off AI-powered NPCs in games that will supposedly be able to have dynamic conversations with you as you play. The demo seemed more like a text-to-speech program reading off from a chat GPT output, but hey, at least you can have conversations with a bartender in your video game. So, yeah, that's a lot of the stuff that they're showing off and new cards and everything. So
I'm excited for this AI conversations in video games. I feel like it's going to make the shit feel really crazy whenever you're like just having organic conversations with your like characters in the games, you know what I mean?
Until people start falling in love with bartenders in their game and then they try to get them out of the game.
Yeah, yeah, we're going to have some real Sword Art Online shit going on pretty soon, you know what I mean?
Like people rushing home because they want to talk to their new girlfriend.
Their homie in the game. Yeah, like fucking...
It's like, you know, they're so lonely that they just talk to this one NPC in the game all the time. And like,
I mean, honestly though, like there is something kind of therapeutic about like just talking to ChatGPT, you know what I mean? Like, I know that sounds crazy, you know what I mean?
No, it's not.
But like, it's like a diary that talks back to you, you know what I mean? Like,
you almost feel like it knows what you're saying. But yeah, what else you got?
Shit, Leslie. Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. Building up a romantic relationship with a companion of choice in Baldur's Gate 3 will earn players an intimate scene with the chosen party member. If you're on Xbox, however, be warned. Recording the scene could get you banned from Xbox Live, as one member of the game's Reddit community has reported. Reddit user Daddy Vegas shared his plight on the BG3 forums. As they said, they recorded 3 separate videos of a particular tryst in the player character's camp. As is routine, the videos were uploaded to the Xbox servers after the capture for sharing purposes. But when the uploads were completed, each video was reportedly marked as an infraction. In accompanying...
For nudity or what?
Yeah, I guess so. And an accompanying image on Reddit post showed each of the active suspensions earned by the 3 separate incidents. The first video earned a 4-day suspension, with the second adding 22 days, and the third adding 366 days. An appeal has been sent to Xbox, according to the post, as the author remarks that they are hoping the appeals process fixes this. However, at the moment, Daddy Magic is unable to play the game or play any game that requires a network connection. So that's pretty lame, you know? Like, I mean, it's something that's in the game, you know? Like, there's not any kind of warning, like, hey, you're going to get banned if you...
Well, they probably didn't think it through, because most games don't have that kind of shit going on. But
not only that, it's like, I don't think he was recording it and, like uploading it to the fucking servers. It's just like when you record something, it automatically like shares it to fucking Xbox. You know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, there might be a setting.
You know what I mean? But it's like most people aren't like going in there and changing their settings and shit. Like, it seems like an innocent mistake. I mean, he's probably just gonna, you know, maybe not super innocent, but like, you know,
maybe he's gonna whack it to
he's probably just gonna whack it. Like,
it might have been a very specific video. It might have been the bear one or like something like that, where they're like, bro, all right, we got to stop you.
I'm just saying, man, you know,
we're going to stop you right here, all right?
Surely we can cut this guy a little slack.
366 days.
Like, he just
you know what? Actually, we're coming to get your Xbox. They just come and repo that shit, dude. Like,
oh, shit.
It's a little too much, brother. No more Baldur's Gate for you.
Yeah. Cutting him off.
Yeah. Bonk. Yeah, but Xbox hit Hi-Fi Rush is heavily rumored to be set for rival console, the Nintendo Switch in 2024, sparking a vociferous debate about Microsoft's exclusive strategy. Insider Nate the Hate, who has a good track record when it comes to video game announcements, teased that a critically acclaimed Xbox exclusive is set to launch on a competing console platform. Reset Era user LOL something, who also has a
Master Chief Collection on Switch. I already see it coming.
That would be crazy, but it's not. It's good. It's
Watch.
going to be Hi-Fi Rush because they said it's got to be critically acclaimed. And not only critically acclaimed, I think they said something about it being like it was in the running for Game of the Year. So I'm pretty sure.
They mentioned that specifically?
I think so. Hold on. Let me keep reading it just in case I'm wrong on that. It says, who also has a good track record for video game announcements, then appeared to confirm Tango Gameworks Hi-Fi Rush is... Okay, he said it was...
okay.
Yeah, so... but... These aren't people that work there. These are just people that are like, oh, we know the deets on it.
Yeah.
But so everybody, I guess people are bemoaning that, but it's like, who gives a fuck about Hi-Fi Rush?
It's already on PC. I mean, it's not like it's that big of a deal. It's not like it's a console exclusive or anything.
Yeah, it'd be different if it was like Hellblade or whatever, and then they were just like, never mind, it's coming to PlayStation
or Master Chief Collection or something. You know what I mean? Like,
even that though, at this point, I'd be like, sure. Whatever. But new Halos obviously keep them on Xbox. But like, I don't care if you put Master Chief Collection on something else. But like, it's got to be like a first party like big game. Like, no offense, Tango Works, but honestly, I think Hi-Fi Rush got way more hype than it needed.
Yeah,
that game was not that good.
Yeah, I just couldn't get into it that much. Like, no. I tried. I mean,
it was so base.
I'll probably give it another chance one day.
Yeah. What else you got?
Shit.
Nothing.
Let's see. Oh, this is cool. This is a good one. More good news in the world.
Okay.
Tetris, one of the most popular and recognizable games of all time, has finally been beaten. The person to do it more than 30 years after the game's release, 13-year-old Willis Gibson from Oklahoma. Gibson uploaded a video of his achievement to YouTube, and it's quite a sight to behold. Blah, blah, blah. Basically, he crashed the fucking game. A feat that's only been done by AI so far. So that's really cool. Congratulations,
I don't know how that's possible. How has nobody done this before?
Because you have to, I watched a thing on it. Once you get past level 29, there's, a technique you have to do. People for
they,
the longest
tap on
time,
the back of the...
Yeah, for a long time, people didn't even think you could get past level 29. And then for, 10 years after that, fucking, this one dude was the only one to do it, and he managed to get to, fucking level, 35 or something. And, year after year, he, beat his own record until he got to 35. So it was, progressively... So, the fact that he got all the way to, level 140-something or whatever, and then, crashed the fucking game... that's incredible, because he had to do that fucking finger roll thing on the back of the controller for, 30 minutes or something, and this probably wasn't his first attempt, so he's probably been sitting there doing that shit for hours, you know what I mean? The dexterity in that kid's fingers and the mental capacity to see the bricks falling and know which one's about to come and
yeah, I don't understand how it's possible how their brain computes it that fast, because they're constantly dropping the brick as fast as possible and not missing anything. I'm like, dude, even when I'm just playing normal, I can't fucking...
It's incredible. I mean, that kid is true prodigy, you know what I mean? He's gonna probably do some great things one day, you know what I mean?
Well, it's funny that they it got so popular recently. It's been all over Twitch over the past year. I've noticed videos popping up on shorts and everything of people playing Tetris on the NES, with the controller on the back. One there's dudes even wearing special gloves that help with the tapping.
He had one of
the
gloves whenever he was doing it.
Y'all need to chill out, bro. But no, I mean, hey, that's awesome. Yeah, I saw a lady, a news anchor, got a bunch of hate because she announced it, and she was to that 13-year-old boy, she's like, this is not an accomplishment. She's like, you need to go outside. Straight,
bitch.
Yeah, straight up. It's
who the fuck
Yeah, like that's what everyone was like. He just literally like broke a world record, like changed like
not
a whole
only
thing.
that, but like in all the news clippings I saw, he like dedicated it to his dad who died like recently. He was like, "This one's for you, Dad, who taught me how to play Tetris." And
she's
blah,
like,
blah,
"Go
blah.
outside."
It's like what the fuck? It's like if a 13-year-old boy was like the best fucking like
NFL player, she'd be like,
yeah. Or like just even if he was like something else that required you to sit inside, like fucking like a piano player, a guitarist or something. You came out and just ripped the fucking craziest solo that anybody's ever heard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then she's just like,
go outside.
And then no, you rip the solo and then you're like, that one's for you, Dad, who died recently. she's like, fuck you, kid, you know?
It's like, wow, your dad really introduced you to some dumb shit.
Rock music.
Yeah, but like that's somebody who's stuck in a wrong era, but obviously like her mindset has not progressed. You know,
I mean, there's lots of stuff like that I find kind of dumb. Like, okay, let's say the kid's like a NASCAR driver or something. Like, that's not. I don't really care about NASCAR, but I can recognize.
Yeah, recognize skill.
Yeah,
you know, or like it's like respect. It's like cool. You did something that nobody else has done. Like I think that's where like she just didn't care. She's just like video games, dumb. Like
plot twist. She just read all that off the teleprompter, and that's not really what she thinks. Like.
Oh no, that's what she said. Because everybody went in, dude. I'm sure she probably had to resign.
Like that scene in Anchorman where he's just like, "Fuck you, San Diego."
But okay, so Star Citizen developer Cloud Imperium Games is releasing a ship bundle for its controversial space simulator that costs an eye-watering $48,000.
Bro, what the hell?
Revealed on its website, the Legatus 2953 pack will arrive in the first quarter of 2024 and cost $48,000, despite the game not having officially launched yet. Ahead of all others, this definitive armada is an equal match to the noble title of Legatus Navium. The Legatus 2953 item page reads, comprised of over 175 vessels from every manufacturer of note, this perfect collection including all ships released and concepted through 2953 empowers every fleet commander to forge a lasting legacy, leading humanity towards a brighter future. Update to this here. Adding even more to the price, the Legatus 2953 pack seems to only be available to members at a certain tier of the Star Citizen's Chairman's Club, one which requires spending at least $10,000 on other in-game items to achieve. But baffling, as a $58,000 bundle may sound to outsiders, for existing fans of Star Citizen, this isn't much of a shock. Star Citizen has been selling high-priced Legatus bundles to its biggest spenders for years now, with each new year bringing with it an updated bundle including even more new ships and a higher price tag to account for them. The intention of the bundle, per Cloud Imperium back in 2018, isn't necessarily to be an individual purchase by any old Joe. Instead, it's as a package that players will use to deploy ships, items, etc. across organizations, corporations, guilds, with many players effectively rolling over credit from buying cheaper prior bundles to get the new Legatus bundles for just a few $1,000s.
They're gonna be mad as hell in 5 years whenever fucking Cloud Imperium Games just shuts down and fucking just says fuck this game altogether and runs away with their billions of fucking dollars that they've made.
Yeah, like, at the time of this article's publication, Star Citizen has raised $658,161,596 from more than 5 million accounts.
That's fucking ridiculous, bro. And they still don't have a game. Still ain't no game, dude.
Who needs a game when you got ships, baby?
Oh, jeez. That is ridiculous, man. All right, let's see. Firewall Ultra developer First Contact Entertainment has shut down after 8 years. The studio cites the general lack of virtual reality support in the video games industry as the main reason. In a Facebook post before Christmas, First Contact Entertainment said that it would close its doors by the end of 2023. The lack of support for VR within the industry has eventually taken its toll, the studio said. As a AAA game, VR game developer, we're just not able to justify the expenses needed going forward. We are a team of fearless innovators. willing to push new technologies to its limits. First Contact Entertainment developed 2018's Firewall 0 Hour for PlayStation VR and 2023's Firewall Ultra for PlayStation VR 2. There has been no word on whether either game will be pulled from the PlayStation stores or if their server will be closing as well. This wasn't the only studio to close due to the fine blah blah blah. Okay, I got a couple problems with both First Contact Entertainment's statement and fucking this article. First of all, the servers will not be closing down on this game because there are no servers for this game. It's fucking hosted by, like, the player. So, like, whoever is fucking playing the game is the host, and therefore their PS5 or whatever you're playing on is the server.
Acts as the server.
So you don't need servers for Firewall 0 Hour or Firewall fucking Ultra. So, like, no, the servers will not be shut down, and I doubt the games will be pulled from the stores. But as far as Firewall Ultra, fucking, first of all, their whole thing about, like, the lack of support for VR within the industry is the reason we're shutting down our studio. It's like, no, dude. The reason that you're shutting down your studio is because you chose to partner up with Sony and make that your only source of revenue, first of all. And second of all, like, you're talking about y'all are a team of fearless innovators who just are changing the game, but like you literally put out the same game twice. Firewall Ultra is Firewall 0 Hour with slightly better graphics and way worse controls. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't act like y'all are some fucking team of innovators when you, like, literally put out the same game with a different name and then expected people to be all excited about it. Like, you know what I mean? Fucking, I don't know, man. It really makes me mad because it's like you tie yourself to, like, the least potential fucking VR headset out there. No offense, I love my PSVR 2, but, like, let's be real. If any VR headset is going to make you money, it's not PlayStation VR 2 right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which I'm sure they didn't know at the time when they made that deal. But it's like,
but it's also, I mean, I would imagine they got paid some money up front from Sony as well.
Yeah, which is like, you know, but obviously they're claiming it's not enough to cover their costs. You know what I mean? I don't know. My thing is, and then their only other game they've ever put out was fucking a really shitty first-person shooter that they put out right at the same time Population 1 came out. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's really hard to feel bad for them when it's like they kind of shot themselves in the foot, you know what I mean? And they had a great advertising team that they don't, like, utilize ever. Like, they kind of fell off whenever after Firewall fucking 0 Hour, you know what I mean? Which is a shame, you know what I mean? I don't know. But here's hoping that all the developers that lost their job, you know, find a job in the industry that they like, and things turn around for all them, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure there wasn't that many developers out there, because I've found a lot of VR studios are quite small.
Yeah.
It's like, 10 people max, but, like, yeah, I hope it works out for them. I'm sure I'm sure it'll be freeing once they actually get to a different place and they don't have to keep making zero Firewall, whatever, Firewall 0 Hour, whatever the fuck. Anyways, PlayStation has listed the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, officially Metal Gear Solid Triangle.
The remake? Oh, they fucked up.
They're Delta. It's pronounced Delta, but it's a triangle. Snake Eater, as a 2024 game. A trailer advertising various PlayStation 5 games coming in 2024 includes lots of entries with established release dates like Last of Us Part 2 Remastered and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, but also quietly listed the release window for the highly anticipated remake. Publisher Konami is yet to confirm any sort of release date or window itself, though given it was announced by PlayStation in 2023 and is coming to PS5, it likely knows its stuff. But apparently, not stopping there, the PlayStation trailer also listed the Silent Hill 2 remake as a 2024 release, seemingly dropping two major release windows in the space of 2 minutes.
I mean, I think reasonable people could have guessed that it was going to come out this year. And
look,
same with fucking Silent Hill.
They need articles, okay? They need news.
Look, unless you're fucking Grand Theft Auto or fucking Elder Scrolls, like, you know, if you've shown the fucking, I don't know. I feel like it's probably, we already know. We know this. Yeah. You know? But it's good, though. It's good to know.
What you got?
Shit.
Just every time. So what you
Shit. My phone doesn't like my face right now. All right, here we go. God, my phone doesn't like the internet either. Here we go. Square Enix said that it plans to be aggressive in applying AI to both its game development.
Oh, we talked about this last week.
We did?
Yeah, that was like the last article I read last week.
Oh, okay, well, I've got another AI-related article that we can talk about then. Hold up.
Word.
Wizards of the Coast. So, okay, this is a whole thing. Wizards of the Coast put out this ad for, I think it was Arcane or something like that. And there's this whole thing, and everybody's like, that's AI generated, blah, blah, blah. And Wizards of the Coast, like, adamantly denied that they used AI to, like, fucking make this picture that they're advertising their show or whatever with. But now we've got this article. So it says, Wizards of the Coast, the company behind Dungeons & Dragons, the Magic the Gathering series, has confirmed that artificial intelligence was indeed used to create a marketing image after initially denying that that was the case. In a post on social media, Wizards of the Coast said, "We made a mistake earlier when we said the marketing image we posted was not created using AI." After fans pointed out that the artwork for a Magic the Gathering book, yeah, that's what it was, looks like it was made using AI, Wizards of the Coast has now stated that it looks like some AI components were used to make the image.
So do they just not know because the marketing firm?
I don't know, honestly. Like, it says, Wizards of the Coast added that a human did the work to create the overall image, so I guess maybe they, like, contracted somebody to make the image and they didn't realize that person was using AI.
Yeah. I think that's what it is like, because you got to imagine Wizards of the Coast doesn't have, like, this one in-house marketing team that does everything. They probably like contract people and then didn't realize what they were getting into.
Yeah, I bet that's
that
what
person.
it is.
That's why they're like, "What? No, we paid for artwork, to be done with our stuff." And some dude on the internet just using AI,
just fucking ChatGPT.
He's like, make me a Magic the Gathering fucking picture. And it made it, and then he forgot to fucking take off the 12 fingers on the people or whatever.
Their face all
warped in circles. And the weird thing about AI is the longer you look at it, the weirder it gets. You start noticing more and more things that are fucked off. But anyways, this one's not really video game related either. But I thought it was interesting. Universal Pictures is ranked as the highest grossing studio at the box office last year, Variety reports. This announcement is no surprise to those closely following movies, as Universal Pictures distributed several highly profitable films last year. Of the over 20 films Universal distributed last year, 3 notable include Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer, Illumination's Super Mario Bros. Movie, and Blumhouse's sci-fi horror film Megan. Variety notes that Universal distributed films collected $4.907 billion in worldwide ticket sales last year. But basically, the whole reason I'm reading all this off is that this is the first time that Disney was not the number one.
Shit.
Yeah, so to put that into perspective, the Super Mario Bros. Movie released last April surpassed $1 billion at the global box office during its theatrical run, while Oppenheimer grossed over $954 million worldwide. Both films were the top 3 grossing movies of 2023, the other being Warner Bros. Live-action Barbie movie. While Megan did not break any box office records like those 2 movies, the film did rack up $168 million during its run in theaters. In contrast, Disney, which is well known in the film industry as a box office juggernaut, did not have a single movie in 2023 that hit $1 billion. Across all its films released last year, Disney accumulated $4.827 billion globally, with some of the films it released last year, including Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, a live-action remake of The Little Mermaid and Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Haunted Mansion, and The Marvels, to name a few. Every single one of those movies, except for the Guardians of the Galaxy, was a huge flop.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem. Their standards are kind of slipping over there at Disney. And
really bad.
And it's because of Disney Plus. They're putting out so much content, you know what I mean, that it's they're not quality controlling it anymore, really. I feel like that's my thought anyways. I
don't think it's Disney. I think Disney Plus plays a part in it, but these are things that are coming to theaters, so it's this is box office. This isn't just we're plotting it for streaming. Streaming is an extra revenue after. It's they want that box office money and then they want it to go to streaming later. But the thing is, I think it's just a poor choices overall. I think the fact that there's no Star Wars anymore, they like bought up Star Wars, they fucked it, and then they just dipped. Like, the only Star Wars we're getting is on Disney Plus, and nobody wants to fucking watch that.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, they're putting out tons of Star Wars shit. It's just all on Disney Plus.
Yeah, but it all sucks, too. Like, besides
because they're spreading themselves too thin.
Yeah.
You know, for all their Disney Plus shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean?
But also, all their Marvel movies sucked.
Because they're spreading themselves too thin with all their fucking She-Hulks and fucking Loki shows and fucking shit like that, dude. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I could see it, but also, though, that makes no sense, though. Because the person working on She-Hulk has nothing to do
Falcon
with this over
and Winter
here.
Soldier, get the fuck out of here! Like, nobody wants.
When
to
was
Falcon
and Winter
shit.
Soldier?
I don't know.
Is that a show?
Yeah, it was a show.
Is that a movie?
It's a show.
It's a show. Okay. Yeah, I think the problem is they're not cohesive anymore. Like, nothing's about, like, you know, whenever Marvel was first putting out, or whenever Disney was first putting out Marvel shit, it was like everybody wanted to see all of it. You know, it started, like, it was a big deal, and it was all leading up to, like, you know, Avengers and all this stuff. And now they're just like, what the fuck do we do now? Like, there's no, like, me and my brother were talking about this. After Thanos, like, really, what is there? Like, there's no big bad guy that everything's leading up to. You know, they don't have everybody hyped up. They're like,
I think there is some idea, but, like, we don't know yet. Like, I mean, they claim that there's this whole, like, plan for the cinematic universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
like,
where is it?
I mean, they have it, like, laid out, like, movie by movie for the next, like, 8 years or some shit. Like, you can go look. You know
no, I know
mean?
you
But
can go
it's
look
like,
at these things, but before, you know, you had this A tier of, like, heroes that everybody's watching. You know, you got, like,
I think what's going on now is they're rebuilding their new heroes. You know, you got the Blade movie coming out. They're trying to make, like, these characters you haven't heard of, like, relevant, and that's why I feel like you're getting a lot of, like, flops. You know, like the fucking Eternals and shit like that. Like, you know what I mean?
Nobody gives a fuck about Eternals. Nobody cares about Marvels. The thing, like, and I honestly think Blade is the part where it may turn around. Like,
Blade's gonna be dope, dude. I don't care.
Yeah, I think Blade will be dope. That's
I'm
what
ready
I'm
for
saying.
the Blade video game too. That's gonna be tight. Like,
honestly, that's what I was telling. What I was telling AJ was, like, look, they need to get away from all the superhero part of it and do a whole phase where it's just Blade, the Punisher, Daredevil. Like,
I think we might be circling around to that because they have that new show with Kingpin as the bad guy, fucking, and it's supposed to be like, it's supposed to bring back, like, the R-rated fucking Daredevil world. You know what I mean? Like,
well, apparently Daredevil was supposed to do that, but then they canceled it. But, like, they scrapped all the stuff that they were doing with it. Like, they're just all over the place.
yeah, but we've seen, like, trailers and shit of this new show, and it's actually got like
Echo.
the same guy with Kingpin, and, like, you know, people's arms are getting broken and they're shooting.
But it's
each
not
other
made
and
by
stuff.
the same people. So Echo is going to be.
Yeah, but you can tell it's like a spiritual successor. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell it's meant to be in the same world and shit. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, I think that that's what they're trying to do there is give you a more mature.
We'll see.
Show. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I don't know anything about Echo, and that's another problem here. It's like you lose your name recognition value whenever you go for these new superheroes.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm cool with that in a way because it's like, you know, you can only do the same superheroes so many times. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, make them more interesting, dude. You know,
Yeah.
like,
bring back the old guard, the ones that haven't really got touched on by Disney yet, like, which is Daredevil, the Punisher, like X-Men. Get those things back in the picture. Then if you want to introduce these, like, Echo and all these other people in those shows and then split them off, sure.
Yeah.
But don't just fucking throw out Echo. Like
I'm with you there. It feels like we're scraping the bottom of the barrel for real.
Yeah, like, soon there's going to be, like, some fucking shit like Bumblebee. Like, I don't give a fuck about any of this shit, dude. Nobody does. Like, and you know, like, I think there's a very select few people that are just hanging on. Like, they're like, no, they're coming back around. But, like, they really have to bring back some of this shit. Like, you have to switch gears. I think, you know, like, there's no highs anymore. This reminds me of, like, whenever comic books started dying out because, like, people just started, there was too much shit. And, like, people are just like, I don't want to fucking read the third volume of fucking, you know, Wasp Man and the fucking, I don't know, whatever the fuck, the donkey barrel. Like, it's just, like, random shit. It's all over the place. It's like, just rein it back in, focus on the dark stuff for a little bit to kind of cleanse the palate. then you can go back to the fucking hype shit. Like, get people back on to this to where they get tired of the dark shit. Then they want to go back to the fucking woo, like fucking the Spider-Man and like flipping around and doing all that stuff. Like, I'm sure people would love another Spider-Man movie.
I think Spider-Man's the only thing that's been doing good shit lately,
exactly.
honestly. But the problem is that's because Sony owns Spider-Man, and they're the ones fucking in charge of what gets put out in the Spider-Man name. You notice how everything that's Spider-Man is fucking like not just does well, but is like a good product. You know what I mean? Like Across the Spider-Verse, fantastic movies. The newest Spider-Man trilogy, fucking great. Fucking the Spider-Man video games, awesome. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that's like Spider-Man branded that's not just
trash,
dope as shit. Yeah, for real. Like,
they're not gonna put any trash out, and that's the thing is like I feel like Disney's focusing too much on like telling. I don't know. They're trying to like relate it to real life too hard. And it's like, we just want fantasy.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, we don't want to hear about the politics of reality in these shows, in these movies. Like, what's the politics in that world? Like, what's happening there? And I think and they're pushing people away by doing what they're doing.
I think that's one of the things that makes X-Men so good is it's got its own little world with like a different set of rules. And you know what I mean? It's just a different thing,
You can like look at it and be like, oh, that kind of works in our world, but it's not it's straight up. They look into the camera and they're like, "Down with the patriarch, bitch," And it's like, what? What is that? You can fly, Like, what are you talking about? What do you care about that? You can literally go and pick a dude up and take him into space and let him die in space. No one gives a fuck about that when it like, unless it makes sense in the fucking story. Like. I don't take down the Kingpin.
Very few like writers are good enough to incorporate some shit like that into their story and not make it feel like force fed to you too.
Yeah, like they're just shoving it down your throat. Like
I feel like Neil Druckmann is one of the few like writers who can like do some shit like that and not have it feel too heavy-handed on you. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's just a lot of times it almost feels like Disney put a gun to their head and was like, "Hey, you need to go add some shit," and then they just as like an afterthought kind of went in there and like put it on.
I think that's the other problem is like they don't have like a strict like group of people working on everything overall. Like it was at first, like with the Marvel movies, they had what's his name, the fucking dude that did like
Kevin Feige
Feige, Kevin Feige, and then like James Gunn, and like there's very specific people. Now they're just like, you get a fucking Marvel show, you get a Marvel show, you get a movie, and those people come in with their own personal politics, and they're like, I'm using this as a platform to tell my political stance, but I get the power of this name of like, Marvel and this person. And it's like, no, tell the story, but you can put your soul into it. You don't have to use it as just a political stance. Like, I get the world's heavily political right now. Like, and I mean that from both sides. Like, I don't give a fuck about your politics.
That's also why people are, trying to escape to fucking that kind of content, to get away from
this shit. But every time I turn it on, it's like another fucking thing.
But the problem is Disney's got such a fucking agenda with its fucking like, business side of things and just the world market in general that it's like they have to push their politics, or they feel like they have to push their politics.
But it's so funny to me because like Disney, the one trying to push all these politics, like, whenever they put their movie out in China, they take all the black people off of the posters. So it's like, shut the fuck up. Like, you can't pander to people when you're the ones that are doing the exact thing that you're trying to like fight against in the movie, It's like they'll literally, if there's a gay character in the movie, they take them off the poster when they put it out in China. Like, Disney's publicly putting it out in China, but taking the gay and the black people off of the posters. Like, how can you try to tell us things like this, and then you're literally just doing the things? It makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like, you can go look up the Chinese version of the Disney posters.
Yeah, I've seen some of them, yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like, just fucking sell us movies, okay? Like keep your bullshit to yourself. I don't know who they're losing money, obviously. Like, so I don't understand who this is for. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
It's because they think their Chinese audiences are going to go out and,
come back and, like, make up for all the money. This is worldwide.
Well, most naive Americans don't realize they're changing the posters and
they don't know this is happening.
Their movies and stuff. Like this is totally like news to most people. You know what I mean? Like, and the thing is, it's probably news to the Chinese people that we have different posters.
Yeah.
Too, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't think either independent country, for the most part, realizes they're doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I think as insincere as it seems, like Disney's probably just trying to like get more sales in that region. You know what I mean? Like
it's so fucked up
by pandering to what they believe is like,
Did you watch the South Park like the Panderverse thing?
Oh yeah,
it's
so good.
With what's his name? Cartman was Kathleen Kennedy, and like he's just like every time somebody comes to him with a pitch, and he's like, make a game, put a woman in it. Literally, like it's one of the funniest things ever. But like the cool thing about the South Park show, like the Panderverse or whatever, is that it talks about both sides, like how ridiculous it's getting. Like it's just the battle of like. There's one side that they're like, I don't want a single woman in this movie. And then there's like the other side where it's just like, all of it needs to be women and they all need to be gay, and it's like, no, just like write a story for fuck's sake. Like write a story and make it make sense. Like in the world, yes, sure, there's going to be gay people. Yes, there's going to be women, but make it work. Make it like actually flow with the story. I don't even know who I'm talking to at this point because they're not going to be listening to us, but like this is just my thoughts on it because I miss like the good shit, where it was like it was just a good story, you know, and like in anybody who watches it can relate to it. Doesn't matter, your gender or your race or anything like that. Like you can watch it and somehow relate to the characters. It's not like, well, we made this one for the white people, we made this one for the gay people, we made this one for
and I think that's another problem with just stories in general these days is like characters are so obviously contrived for one specific like stereotype of people. It's like there used to be like a vagueness to like the protagonist of like movies and books and stuff where it was like you could always like insert yourself into their shoes, you know what I mean? And I think that, kind of goes for everybody. Like when you're reading Harry Potter, there's like a very vague description of Harry Potter, but like for the most part, you're imagining yourself doing all the shit that Harry's doing because like his objective like thoughts and like feelings and stuff throughout the book are generally like relatable things that like most people feel. Like they don't ever delve too far into like his personal beliefs other than like like he doesn't like that house elves are fucking slaved up and shit.
Yeah,
like,
they're never like
things that are like any reasonable person would
Yeah, Harry never sits down and like it just philosophizes his fucking like political and religious views. Like he just fucking is Harry. He's a human being, like, just going through this world,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And there are characters in the world that have, like, strong beliefs about certain things, you know what I mean? But they're just, like, there's characters on both sides of the fence, and, like, I don't know. It's just, it's like, it makes the world feel more real.
Yeah. They're, like, yeah, that's just the problem. I don't know. Like, it's just, it gets so...
And it's really bad in video games, which bringing this back to like video games, you know what I mean? Like it's especially bad in modern video game culture, especially narratively driven video games.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like everybody thinks that there's just one way. It's like if I don't pander to this one thing, I'm gonna look like a bad guy, and it's like no, you just look like a writer. Like that's all. You look like a storyteller. Tell a story. That's the thing about stories is that they're supposed to be universal. They're supposed to be everybody can relate to these stories. You think by you doing what you're doing that there's like people over here that are just like, you know what? I can relate more now. It's like, no, I think people relate to like a good protagonist. That's it.
Yeah.
Just make it good. Across, it doesn't matter if it's a girl, a guy, white, black, gay,
yeah, I can't
whatever.
tell you how many like random like like I was super into the Avengers game just because I was kind of like relating to the fucking Miss Marvel. You know what I mean? Like the little Indian girl who's like the main character in the Avengers game. It's like I was vibing with her character so hard. You know what I mean? And it's like that's what sold me on like the game. And everybody else hated that game. You know what I mean? But it's like I really like that character, and it kind of kept me in it.
One thing I always think of is like Korra, like like I feel like that's one of those things where it's like it's a female protagonist, and everybody loves this.
Yeah,
like,
because she's got so much personality, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's another thing. Korra is also hated by a lot of people because she's got so much personality, you know what I mean? Like, she's got a lot of, like, you know, unique traits as a character that make you either just love her or hate her, you know what I mean? Whereas Aang was more of like a, you know, universally you could put yourself in his shoes kind of character, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the hero's journey, like, straight up.
Korra is such a brash, like, you know, the fucking Legend of Korra starts out with her, like, busting through the wall, like, I'm the Avatar, bitch, deal with it, you know what I mean? And that's basically, like, the tone for the whole show, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm the Avatar, bitch, deal with it. Yeah, that's the thing is, though, it's like, it's not, like, heavy-handed and in a way trying to tell you one specific thing through the whole story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I just want things to be universal again. I just want people to be able to relate to everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like, maybe I'm just not being empathetic enough or something. Like, maybe I just don't see it. But, like, when I watch newer movies now, I'm just like, dude, I see exactly what you're trying to tell me.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like subtle. It's not.
That's the problem. There's no subtlety these days.
Yeah.
You know, it's really, I don't have a problem with any of this. You know, it's just be subtle. You know,
I feel like X-Men was that. Like, X-Men was the most subtle. Like, but when you watch it, you knew exactly what they were trying to tell you without it being like
in your face and shit. Yeah.
They're like, you know, like mutants, like the outsiders, and like anybody can fit into that role. Anybody can fit into feeling like that they're being oppressed by, you know, or by just humanity, you know, like, but they're not like, yeah, we're the mutated gay people. Like, you know, even though that's basically
what they're implying.
Yeah, that's what they're implying. Like, it was never like, you know, one just walks out and is just like, yeah, I'm the gayest X-Men, you know, like, which I feel like now that's a thing.
But that's
it's
also why X-Men, I think, can stand the test of time better than a lot of things, because it's, you know, it's so not situated. It's like it's
universal.
It's universal because it's like, you know, whenever it came out, they were talking about like what I think World War II or something, the Nazis and shit.
Yep.
And then it's like, okay, it transcended that, and then
went
it's
to
like
civil rights
movement. You know what I mean? It's like you can always put what's going on today
in that story.
And like even today, you look at X-Men, you can take all of the shit that's going on in the world, and it's just applicable. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's just, I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry we went on this rant, but I feel like we had to talk about it because it is weird to see Disney falling behind because of what I believe is that. I think it's just too heavy-handed. Like, and we're not. I mean, Brent's also right though in the Disney Plus and is spreading too thin. I think there's just too much happening and too much focus on the wrong things.
Yeah, because you look at the one aspect of Disney that's still knocking it out of the park, and that's their animation studios, like Pixar. You know what I mean?
Pixar
like,
specifically, their actual animation studio. They put out that movie Wish like not too long ago, and it flopped. Like,
was it a bad
according
movie
to them,
though? Like, or did it just do bad? Because like sometimes they put out movies that don't like. You know, nobody goes to watch it, but like their fucking animated movies are almost always like.
I heard the animation quality was just not really there. Like,
well, Pixar does a good job.
And the songs sucked.
That's a shame.
Yeah, but that's just what I've heard. I mean, my sister went to go watch it with my nephew, and she was like, "It was all right," you know, like it was okay. Like, but typically when you go see a Disney animated movie, it's not. This was okay.
Yeah.
Like Coco.
Usually it got you crying and feeling crazy feelings and shit. Like Inside Out was one of the best movies. Fucking.
That's Pixar. Moana is not.
Pixar is Disney now, though.
No, I know, but I'm talking about the separation because Pixar is its own studio inside of Disney, but Disney Studios does their own animated stuff.
I'm specifically
as well.
talking about Pixar right now. Yeah.
Pixar's always been phenomenal.
They're still killing it.
You
know what I mean?
They'll never not kill it.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about Disney itself. So, like, Disney's animation studio, the one that's behind, like, The Lion King and stuff like that, who are now doing, like, you know, what was it? Moana. Moana was great.
They did Moana?
Yeah.
Okay.
That wasn't Pixar.
Oh,
that was Disney.
I thought that was Pixar.
No, and it's the same for Coco.
They did a good job with that. And Coco, apparently. I haven't actually watched Coco, but I've heard a lot of people say Coco is really good.
Yeah, let me see. Coco was done by... Yeah, I think it was just Pixar. I mean, not Pixar. It was just Disney. Yeah. Oh, no. I lied. Okay, this one is Pixar. So, but
Oh, okay.
But the other one was not Moana. But anyways, Wish was not done by Pixar either, and it's just
I haven't
not
seen
doing
Wish,
too hot.
Yeah.
I think they need to go back to the 2D route, like for Disney Animation
That'd
Studios.
Be cool.
Leave the 3D to Pixar. Go back to making the animated movies like.
People would eat that up.
Yeah, they're like throw in a little bit of 3D stuff. Like think of like what was that?
Honestly, just have Disney Studios make like a just Mickey Mouse TV show, like old school. You
like
know, like
Treasure
20-minute episodes of just like fucking Mickey Mouse cartoons with like a modern animation. That'd be sick.
That would be tight. I'm sure they have that on Disney Plus though.
No,
like,
if they don't, they need,
yeah.
they need to get that going.
But I'm talking about for their movies. Go give us some Treasure Planets. Give us some goofy
be
movies.
Sick,
like
bro.
we need things
love
like
a Treasure
that.
Planet type style movie.
Yeah. No, but anyways, you got any more news on your end?
That's all I got over here.
Okay. Only other thing that I think is worth talking about is Jack Black is supposedly going to play the main character in the new Minecraft. He's going to play Steve in the Minecraft movie. So
that's fun.
Yeah, and then apparently Star Wars Outlaws is going to arrive late 2024.
Oh, cool.
And then
I'm actually not that hyped about that one. The one that I want is the Star Wars, the one that Quantic Dream is doing.
Oh yeah, Eclipse or whatever.
Fuck yeah, give me that, dude.
Give me that. Yeah, that's gonna be an Xbox exclusive, dude.
Hell yeah. Honestly, like I really need a fucking like story-driven game like that in my life. You know, they just don't put out enough games like that. They put them out at such a slow pace that I've basically played everything except for that fucking Expanse game that just came out, and that's just because I've never watched the Expanse TV show, and it's like I don't know if I know what was going on. You know what I mean?
Watch The Expanse.
I was thinking about it honestly, just so I could play the game, but like
it's probably dated at this point.
It looks good. The show itself looks good. It's like an Amazon Prime original or something, and like which is a little bit of a red flag, but the actual like trailer I watched looked pretty interesting.
I thought The Expanse came out in like 2005 or something.
The show?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I think it's
maybe it's a remake of like a movie or something for the show. I don't know. But like,
it came out in 2015. That's so recent. I thought The Expanse was so much older.
It looked tight. I mean
that's almost 10 years ago, but like
still, that's crazy.
Still way newer than I thought.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's it for the news this week, and there are no this week's hot releases. I checked.
Nothing hot?
Literally nothing this week.
Wow.
Like it's just like mobile games and like random bullshit.
That's crazy, actually.
Yeah.
Kind of surprising. Well, next month we got some good shit coming out.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. So for ChatGPT trivia this week, I'm doing horror movie trivia. So I told it to give me trivia about modern horror movies.
Modern horror.
So,
okay.
For all the audience out there, this is ChatGPT trivia. ChatGPT is making up the trivia. So if there's any whack, crazy shit or just questions that don't make any sense, just,
blame the AI.
It's the AI, baby. So moving on.
Is this AI generated content, dude?
No.
Yeah.
Wizards of the Coast.
We all have like 7 fingers. Like.
The whole podcast was just AI. All right. Question number 1. In the 2017 horror film Get Out, what is the hypnotic technique used by the antagonist to control the victims? Wait, it didn't give me the answer.
And give me the answers. I
did, but it's like, all right, we'll just skip that question. But I already know the answer. If you want to try to answer it, it's like they just.
I don't remember the word for it. I don't remember the term for it. But I mean, she just like fucking had him spinning shit with his tea.
With the tea.
Yeah, but what was the actual? I mean, I think that's what they want is the name of it.
I don't know. We're gonna have to
tea spinning.
I already had to do other shit, so I don't really want to make it circle.
But we know what the answer is.
We know what the answer
is.
It's
spinning tea.
Yeah, spinning tea. Good job. All right. Question number 2. These actually do have the answers. This one's too easy though. What is the name of the haunted hotel in Stephen King's The Shining?
Oh, fuck. The what's the first letter in it? The what?
It starts with an O.
The Outlook? Yeah, Outlook.
Oh, you're so close.
Or the Outback Steakhouse?
You're so close.
The Outlast?
It's the Overlook.
The Overlook. I knew. Fuck.
The Outlook.
The Outback Steakhouse.
They just have blooming onions.
Yeah.
All right, question number 2. In the movie A Nightmare on Elm Street, what is the main character Freddy Krueger's weapon of choice?
Big meaty claws.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Question number 3. Which horror film features a family terrorized by supernatural occurrences after moving into a haunted farmhouse?
That's literally like
I was about to say, that
400 different
like
horror
a bunch
movies.
of horror movies.
Yeah.
I guess the farmhouse part is the biggest clue there.
They moved into a farmhouse.
A haunted farmhouse.
Well, give me another clue, since you already know what this movie is. Give me something else, because that's way too specific or way too generic.
Okay, this movie's based on true events.
The Amityville Horror?
No, more modern than that.
More modern than that?
Yeah, slightly.
And it's based on true events. Then it's got to be one of the like Insidious or Annabelle type movies.
What was the first one?
The Conjuring.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. All right.
You got it. All right. Question number 4. What is the iconic mask worn by the antagonist in the Halloween movie series?
Oh, it's Shatner. It's
it's a. Well, go ahead. Is there more?
No. I just know that it's.
It is William Shatner. It's an inside-out William Shatner mask.
Yeah.
So there you go. Question number 5. In The Ring, what is the name of the cursed videotape that brings death to anyone who watches it? This is a dumb question. There's
the
no
name of it?
for
It's The Ring.
Yeah, it says the answer is Samara's tape, which
seems
a little fucking bit of a stretch to me. Like,
I don't think it's actually called. They don't say that.
Yeah, it's not like written on the fucking movie or anything.
I just watched The Ring again, literally a month ago.
Good movie.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Okay, question number 6. What 2014 horror film revolves around a family hiding from creatures that hunt by sound? Okay, that actually is a good clue.
Yeah, that's the what's it called? God dang it, my Jamalzheimer's. It's the one where they with Jim from The Office.
Yeah, that's it.
What is it called though? Hold on. Don't speak. No, just what you're thinking. No, but is it don't?
It's a kind of place.
Oh, The Quiet Place.
There you go.
I was mixing it up with that other one that's like Don't Breathe or something or.
Oh yeah, actually I know the one you're talking about.
No.
Okay, this one's really hard.
Okay.
Question number 7. Who directed the psychological horror film Black Swan?
Oh, it's like a fucking French guy.
Definitely sounds French for sure.
It's like Fernando.
If you can get even one of this guy's names, I will fucking hail you as the horror movie god.
What's
forever.
the first letter?
Starts with a D.
What's the first letter of the last name?
It starts with an A.
Okay. Oh my gosh. It's like I know his name. It's like fucking something no. Oh my.
I feel like it's on the tip of your tongue right now.
It is, dude. I just saw his name the other day because he's like putting out something else and I forget. God dang it. Oh well, what is it? I know he's married to Natalie Portman.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They got married after The Black Swan.
Oh, okay.
What's his name?
Darren
Aronofsky.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
You knew it. I knew you knew it. All right. Let's see. A couple more. In The Exorcist, what is the possessed girl's name?
Oh, I don't know.
It's Reagan McNeil.
Yeah, I would have never known that.
All right. Let's see. What is the title of the 1999 found footage horror film?
Blair Witch Project.
You got it. The only one ever from 1999.
Yeah.
I guess. All right. Last question. Which horror film features a group of friends who find the
Blair Witch Project? I'm just kidding.
Right? They're all just the Blair Witch Project. Which horror film features a group of friends who find a mysterious puzzle box that opens a portal to hell?
Zathura. No, I'm just kidding. A puzzle box. Jumanji. No, puzzle box. Hellraiser.
Yep.
Okay.
You did it.
Yeah, I guess like Jumanji is like a kid version of Hellraiser. I was
just about to say Jumanji is a lot like Hellraiser if you really think about it.
Same with Zathura. Like I think they're actually probably like back then they were like, how can we make Hellraiser for kids?
That's exactly what those guys.
But yeah, so that's it for the show this week. Remember, you've been listening to GameSpeak Podcast courtesy of GameSpeakPodcast.com. The show posts for free every Wednesday on all podcast platforms, but you can watch it live before anyone else on twitch.tv/GameSpeak Podcast every Monday evening at 7:50 p.m. CST. Be sure to join us and the rest of the GameSpeak community at dsc.gg/GameSpeak Podcast. Check out our other video content on YouTube, and if you want to stay up to date with your boys, you can find us on Facebook by our names, and check out the GameSpeak Podcast Instagram. Until next time, listeners. Later.